The smartest small apartment storage ideas I've seen this year. There is something wonderfully Parisian about a small apartment that refuses to feel small. You walk through the front door and immediately notice that there isn't much room to spare. A narrow hallway, a compact kitchen, perhaps a tiny living room doing the work of 3 separate spaces. Yet somehow everything seems to have its place. That is what makes clever storage so fascinating. It isn't really about owning more furniture or hiding everything behind closed doors. It is about understanding how a small home actually works. In a cramped apartment, storage can easily become part of the problem. Add a large cabinet, and suddenly the room feels smaller. Add another shelf, and the walls begin to feel crowded. Before long, the apartment has plenty of storage but very little breathing room. The smartest solutions take the opposite approach. Instead of asking, "Where can we put another cupboard?" they ask, "How can we make the space we already have work harder?" One of the oldest tricks in compact Parisian homes is also one of the most effective. Look upward. The space above a doorway, above a desk, or even several feet above a kitchen counter is often completely unused. A shallow shelf placed high on the wall can hold books, baskets, linens, or decorative objects without interfering with everyday movement. The important thing is proportion. Storage should follow the architecture rather than visually overpower it. Built-in storage has a reputation for being expensive and complicated, but the real lesson is simpler than that. When storage follows the exact dimensions of a room, awkward gaps disappear. In a small Parisian apartment, that might mean a narrow cabinet fitted between two walls or a wardrobe built into an alcove. The beauty isn't necessarily in the cabinet itself. It is in the fact that the room suddenly looks calmer because every difficult corner has been considered. Now let's look somewhere most people don't think about often enough. Underneath the bed. In a small bedroom, this can become valuable hidden real estate. Instead of allowing the area to collect dust, shallow drawers or attractive storage boxes can hold seasonal clothing, spare bedding, or luggage. And there is an important design lesson here. The best storage doesn't need to announce itself. Sometimes the smartest solution is the one you completely forget is there. In a compact apartment, every piece of furniture should earn its place. A dining table, for example, doesn't have to be just a dining table. It can become a workspace during the day, a place for sorting mail, and a gathering point in the evening. If drawers or shelves are incorporated into the design, it can even provide additional storage. This is what I find particularly clever about small space design. One object can quietly perform several jobs without making the room feel like an office. Small Parisian kitchens are wonderful teachers because they rarely have the luxury of wasted space. A narrow wall can become a spice shelf. The side of a cabinet can hold utensils. The area beneath a counter can accommodate drawers for pots and pans. Even the backsplash can become useful with discrete rails or shelving. But there is a balance. A kitchen shouldn't look like every available surface has been filled. Good organization leaves enough empty space for the eye to rest. Every small apartment has one of those strange corners that seems impossible to use. Perhaps it is too narrow for a conventional cabinet or too awkwardly positioned for a chair. Rather than fighting the architecture, smart designers embrace it. A triangular shelf, slim bookcase, or custom cabinet can transform that neglected corner into useful storage. And sometimes these unusual details become the most charming part of the room, because they reveal that the design was created specifically for the home. Parisian apartments often have narrow hallways, and it is tempting to think of them simply as passageways. But a hallway can quietly provide a surprising amount of storage. A slim console with drawers, wall hooks, a shallow cabinet, or even a built-in bench can make the entrance more functional. The trick is keeping everything visually light. You want the hallway to welcome you into the apartment, not make you feel as though you've entered a storage closet. One of my favorite ideas is storage that doesn't look like storage at all. A beautiful sideboard can hide table linens. An upholstered bench can conceal blankets. A vintage cabinet can store modern electronics. This approach works particularly well with French-inspired interiors because the room maintains its personality. Instead of surrounding yourself with obvious plastic containers and utility furniture, you can choose pieces that look beautiful first and happen to be practical second. Traditional doors can consume surprisingly valuable floor space. In a tiny apartment, that swing can interfere with furniture placement and make a room feel even tighter. Sliding doors offer another possibility. They can separate a bedroom from a living area, conceal a wardrobe, or close off a compact home office without requiring additional clearance. In older Parisian interiors, this idea can be especially attractive when the doors are designed with wood, glass, or traditional detailing that complements the architecture. Bathrooms are often the smallest rooms in an apartment, yet they contain an impressive number of necessities. Towels, toiletries, cleaning supplies, and everyday essentials all need somewhere to go. A mirrored cabinet can provide hidden storage without taking additional wall space. Narrow vertical shelving can use an unused corner. Even the area above the toilet can become useful. The goal isn't to make the bathroom hold everything imaginable. It's to make daily routines easier by placing the things you actually use where they naturally belong. Books are one of those possessions that can make a small apartment feel wonderfully personal, but they can also consume valuable floor area. A tall, narrow bookshelf can solve both problems. Instead of spreading books horizontally across a room, take advantage of vertical space. And don't be afraid to mix books with framed photographs, ceramics, or small objects collected over the years. This creates something more interesting than a storage wall. It becomes a visual portrait of the person who lives there. Sometimes the best storage is hiding in plain sight. The inside of a cupboard door can hold cleaning supplies, cooking utensils, or small accessories with the help of simple organizers. The back of a wardrobe door can become a place for shoes or scarves. These solutions may seem almost too simple, but that's precisely why I like them. They don't require changing the architecture. They simply make an existing piece of furniture more useful. If a compact apartment happens to have stairs, the area underneath them should never be ignored. What looks like an awkward void can become drawers, cabinets, shelving, or even a tiny workspace. In a traditional Parisian setting, this could be finished beautifully enough to feel like part of the architecture rather than an afterthought. It is a perfect example of the philosophy behind intelligent small space design. Don't fight the limitations of the room. Turn those limitations into opportunities. A wardrobe doesn't need to be enormous to be efficient. The real secret is organization. Double hanging rails can make better use of vertical space. Shallow drawers can separate smaller items. Adjustable shelves can adapt as your needs change. And keeping everyday clothing at comfortable heights makes the wardrobe easier to live with. Good storage isn't just about maximum capacity. It is about reducing the small frustrations that accumulate during everyday life. There is something particularly charming about a Parisian interior where modern technology doesn't dominate the room. Televisions, routers, chargers, and other everyday devices can quickly make a beautiful space feel cluttered. Concealed cabinets, cable management, and furniture designed with technology in mind can keep those practical necessities out of sight. This doesn't mean pretending modern life doesn't exist. It simply means allowing the architecture and personality of the home to remain the visual focus. Open shelving has its place, especially when displaying beautiful objects, but too much of it can create visual noise. In a small apartment, closed storage can be surprisingly calming. Doors create uninterrupted surfaces, allowing the eye to move through the room without stopping at every object. I think this is particularly important in a home that already has character through old floors, moldings, artwork, or vintage furniture. Sometimes the best decoration is simply giving your favorite details room to breathe. There is another overlooked area that deserves attention: the space above kitchen cabinets. If the ceiling is high enough, this area can become useful for less frequently used items. But rather than filling it with random boxes, attractive baskets or matching containers can keep everything visually organized. In a classic Parisian kitchen, this can even become part of the charm. Storage doesn't have to disappear completely, simply needs to look intentional. After looking at all these ideas, there is one rule I would keep above everything else. Don't create storage simply because you can. Every cabinet, basket, shelf, and drawer should solve a genuine problem. If an apartment becomes filled with storage for things that aren't actually used, the result can be just as cluttered as before. The smartest homes aren't necessarily the ones with the most storage. They're the ones where the right things are stored in the right places. What I love about these small apartments is that clever storage doesn't erase their personality. The old wooden floor can remain. The vintage mirror can stay. A slightly imperfect cabinet can become part of the story. Smart organization works quietly in the background while the character of the apartment remains visible. That is perhaps the real Parisian lesson. A home doesn't need to be large, new, or perfectly polished to be beautiful. Simply needs to feel considered. And perhaps that's the most encouraging thing about a beautifully organized small apartment. You don't need a huge renovation or a much larger home to make everyday life feel better. Sometimes the answer is a shelf in the right place, a cabinet hidden inside an awkward corner, a bed with useful storage underneath, or simply removing what no longer serves you. The smartest small spaces aren't impressive because they hide everything. They're impressive because they make room for living. And in the end, isn't that what good design should always do?